My name is Ewan Croft, and I'm the Technical Art Director here at Hangar 13. Hangar 13 Games was founded about 4 years ago. We're a 2K Games development studio here in Marin County, about 30 minutes north of San Francisco. Mafia III was our first game that we created as a team. It was released in October of last year. And Mafia III is a story-driven open-world game, kind of our specialty as a studio, that tells the tale of Link and Clay, a story of revenge in New Bordeaux, our vision of New Orleans in 1968. We used Houdini on Mafia III for primarily rigid body and soft body simulations for our spectacle events. These are our big set piece effect scenes of buildings blowing up and towers and bridges and things falling down. And we really leverage Houdini's core competency and dynamics to generate that content. We also use the pyro and the flip fluids in order to generate sprite content. These are flip books, or sub-UVs as we call them, of animated sims that are then played on camera-facing particles.
I'm Eugene Kuczerepa, and I'm the lead technical level designer at Hangar 13 Games. We build very large open world games, and that can be quite time consuming in terms of how much content we have to build. We're looking at ways to kind of streamline the process, produce content quicker, iterate quicker, and Houdini is perfect for a number of design tasks in that sense. One example would be the collectibles in the city. We have a wide range of collectibles in the city, and placing them by hand is very time consuming, and updating them is time consuming. So using something like Houdini to look at our telemetry of the city and generate a point cloud to give us the positions based on kind of player feedback, etc., would heavily speed up that process and leave designers to kind of concentrate on more kind of creative tasks. We're beginning to look at procedurally generating things like our roads, the placement of telegraph poles, even how objects are placed within interiors, as well as stuff like terrain with Houdini.
I'm Martin Ruzicka. I'm a tool programmer and I'm working for Hangar 13. For me, the main motivation why I was really excited to start working with Houdini is that it allows us to bring a tool that the artist can use to create their own tools. So basically from a tool point of view, we don't have to write as many tools. We just can provide some generic mechanism and give it to the artist, and they can like work for themselves.
One of the primary advantages that we found using Houdini on Mafia III was that the procedural approach allowed us to make changes anywhere in the process, even very, very late in the game. And making games requires a very, very high level of flexibility in making changes late in the game. And Houdini was unique in its ability to allow us to make these changes very late. For example, we could change the set or the collision geometry of a large-scale sim fairly late in the game, and because we had set up the scene procedurally, it was a matter of minutes or hours to make that change rather than many days of redoing a huge amount of work. I think Houdini will result in higher and higher fidelity visuals in games, and it will also allow us to build richer and larger and more living worlds using procedural approaches to things that we used to have to craft manually, which is incredibly time consuming.